Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over some news as well as the fact that the market is now regaining bullish momentum. A lot of cryptocurrencies have their indicators that are now turning bullish, and that is something that we've been waiting on for quite some time as the market did take a pretty big hit over the past couple weeks. So hopefully now things will be ready to move back up, and at the current point in time that looks likely. Now, for example, Ripple is one of the cryptocurrencies that I look for to kind of gauge the strength of the general market, especially that $1 mark seems to be pretty key. And it's now back above $1, up 35% over the past 24 hours. So that is a very good sign. Very strong move there by Ripple. Bitcoin, Ethereum up around 10%. Litecoin here up around 15%. Cardano up 20%. Stellar, very similar. List still doing very well here, now moving back towards $30. This has been one of the few cryptocurrencies that was almost unaffected throughout all the drama and the falling of the past couple weeks. Tron up massively now, 48% over the past 24 hours. So a lot of cryptocurrencies doing well here. Some of the smaller altcoins are a little bit more mixed, but as for the bigger cryptocurrencies, definitely a nice steady increase in price right now. And one of the cryptocurrencies that we're going to be talking about today as far as news is concerned is Nano. So Nano unfortunately has been having a lot of issues with exchanges, and some of those issues got solved on bigger cryptocurrency exchanges like KuCoin and Binance. One that has been kind of a lingering issue is BitGrail, and the news that hit today is that 17 million XRB have been stolen from BitGrail. Now it's not fully clear what happened to the XRB. Some people are saying it's a hack and stuff like that, but it seems like it was stolen from the owner and operator of BitGrail, and that's what the team here says. The Nano team says that they believe that they were misled by the owner of BitGrail and about the insolvency issues of the platform. So that seems to be what's going on. Of course, it's still very vague right now on what exactly is happening, but the fact of the matter is that 17 million XRB have been stolen from BitGrail. So this is pretty much a Mt. Gox type event version of BitGrail, and it isn't good, right? If we look at the price action right now for Nano, we can see that took a massive hit, dropped below $130,000. That was our support level, and pretty much we've been selling since then, now breaking below 107,000 Satoshis. That is also, that was our last real support level before a much more, worrisome drop. And now if we take a look, the last support level that we really have is at 100,000 Satoshis. Once we break below that, I think we're going to fall quite a bit from there. That's a big round number support level. So if we don't bounce off that, it's not looking good, right? We're probably going to sink much lower from there. Overall, like I said, unless we get a bounce here, we're able to recover back above 107,000 Satoshis and hold above that, probably going to be moving much lower to under 100,000 Satoshis. I do see continued selling, right? Especially the fact that there's XRB that's stolen. Whoever stole it may be selling it. The situation is definitely not a good one. With this type of stuff, it can go on much longer than people want or expect. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. It isn't good, and it's just really sad that this happened to anyone who had Nano on BitGrail, right? I personally removed my Nano at the beginning that BitGrail started having some issues and people were raising some concern. I moved it over to the Ray wallet, so I dodged a bullet there, and really, it is what it is. Now we're just gonna have to see if it's gonna be able to find some strength, but this type of stuff usually drags on for quite some time. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. And let's get right into the technical analysis side of things here for Bitcoin. So what's happening with Bitcoin is pretty good right now. We can see that we have this nice little steady uptrend in the short term with higher highs, higher lows. We just crossed back above the orange line on the MACD. We went positive on the histogram, and we also broke out of the downtrend line on the RSI. So indicators looking really good here. We do have a couple more resistance levels to break above to really be in the clear. I'd say $9,079 $9,079 is a pretty big one. Really, I'd say $10,000 is the next level we really want to maintain above to just be in a better position, and even if we consolidate there, that's fine. To be really back into bullish territory, we'd have to break above probably $12,788, right? And that would put us also out of this bigger downtrend line over here that I'll put in red just to differentiate. Overall, I think that we will be moving slowly but surely higher here for Bitcoin, and definitely nice place to bounce off, right? We got that initial bounce off the longer term uptrend line. We're now moving higher from that, so things are acting kind of as expected. Also, should point out that we have been downtrending for quite some time, so it's pretty significant that we broke out of the RSI and that we crossed into the positive area on the MACD and histogram. That's something that we've been waiting on now for a bit of time. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is in a pretty similar position, just a couple differences as far as the indicators go. So we also have our uptrend line in the short term, which has been carrying the price higher. And really what we can see now is a little bit of a symmetrical triangle formation if we're able to hold this pretty steep uptrend line where, right now we're going to be looking for a move back above $917. That is a pretty strong resistance level. And above $1,100 would pretty much really put us in the clear as far as being fully back into bullish territory, but already now it looks like we're kind of exiting this period of downtrend that was pretty violent. As for the indicators, we definitely are hooking back on the MACD towards that orange line. Pretty similar move on the histogram, and we're out of the downtrend on the RSI. So indicators looking good there. We do want to see the MACD get that crossover above the orange line though, but that should happen in due time. Let's take a look at Litecoin and see what Litecoin has been up to. So Litecoin is back above that middle band over here. That's the red line at $161. That is pretty key because it's been a pretty strong resistance level throughout this whole downtrend, which has lasted for quite some time, even longer than Ethereum and Bitcoin. And the fact that we're back above that means that pretty likely that we're going to be moving higher now. Good volume to support this move. Uptrending on the RSI now. We also are positive on the MACD and histogram after the long downtrend. So pretty likely that Litecoin starts moving up, maybe initially towards that $200 mark, maybe $190. And really, we should see a test of $218 here pretty shortly, maybe within the next, 3 weeks. I think that we're going to be testing that $218 mark. And if we're able to get back above that, very good sign, right? We'll be pretty much back to where we were consolidating previously. So Litecoin looking good here, finally picking back up into some bullish action. And let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple. So like I said, Ripple is one of the cryptocurrencies that I tend to gauge that $1 mark for strength, and we were below that temporarily. We're now back above it. So we got that positive crossover on the MACD. We want to see that happen on the histogram as well. And we got a nice jump above the downtrend line on the RSI. So indicators are looking good here. As for the price action, right now on Bittrex specifically, we're right under $1. As you can see, for most cryptocurrency exchanges, we are actually trading above $1 as an aggregate for Ripple. And really, we have this middle band over here. That's the red line at $1.05. So as soon as we're back above that, we should really start to see the price pick back up pretty quickly towards $1.50. We'll see if we get back above that level, but I think we're definitely going to be testing it here within the next week or two, and probably going to be able to make a move, even a bit higher than that. Of course, we do need to climb back above those resistance levels at $1.75, $2, but that should happen, over the next few weeks. And let's take a look at Neo now, see if Neo has been gaining some strength again. And it looks like Neo is now popping out of its short-term downtrend line. That is a very good sign. It's also coming back very quickly on the histogram. Still want to get that positive crossover. Same thing on the MACD. And we're out of the downtrend line on the RSI, trying to get back above that 50 line. So once we manage to do that, that'll be yet another added bullish signal. Overall, though, we are in a pretty steep uptrend line. We'll see if we're able to hold this. There is quite a bit of resistance in this area, so we'll just have to see how strong it is. But within the next 2-3 weeks, we should really be making our way back towards $140. Within the next month, I think that we'll have definitely tested that at least once. And let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Vertcoin. Vertcoin, unfortunately, is one of the cryptocurrencies that I will now be removing from my schedule. That is after a lot of you wanted to see it gone pretty much. And as for the price action, we're now back above $3.23. We broke out of the downtrend line. That is very key since we've been downtrending for a very long time here for Vertcoin and never managed to hold above the downtrend line. We're currently doing so for the first time since the beginning of that downtrend. So very key. We also got the bullish crossover on the MACD and histogram, also starting to uptrend on the RSI now, back above that 40 line. Very bullish signals. We should see Vertcoin make a move back towards $5, maybe even $6 or $7 if it has enough strength within the next few weeks. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Monero, and see if Monero is also picking back into action. So Monero has a nice steady uptrend line right now with higher highs, higher lows, a lot of buying volume as well, and just got that positive crossover on the MACD, histogram, and RSI, so indicators looking good. Still facing a little bit of resistance at that middle band, that's the red line right over here at $271. Once we get back above that, pretty much ready to make our way higher. This is a pretty steep uptrend line, so we may fall below it and then just move a little bit more horizontally as we get back towards $300, $350, but overall we can see that we're really putting in a very nice V-shaped bounce. So could definitely hold, and we could make our way pretty quickly back towards $330 at this point. Let's take a look at Omisego and see what's going on. Omisego is one of the cryptocurrencies that's a little bit less popular right now, so I may also be removing it, and it's currently back about that 44 line on the RSI. That was something that we were waiting on as far as bullish signals are concerned, and we're about to cross over into the positive area for the MACD and histogram. Price currently trading at $13.20. We want to get back above basically $14, right? You could say $14.36 to be back above the middle band. As soon as we do that, we're pretty much out of any kind of downward pressure that we previously had. So the price should really be able to move back up pretty quickly towards $18, $20, and hopefully even the previous all-time highs within the next couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk now and see what Lisk has been up to. So Lisk is acting very strong here with some massive green candlesticks and a very nice V-shaped bounce as well. So as far as the indicator is concerned, we really kicked much higher on a lot of these, back above the 69 on the RSI, back into positive territory on the MACD and histogram, a lot of buying volume to support the move as well. And really what we're seeing now is an attempt to get back towards the previous highs, right? So we'll see if we're able to get back above $30. That will obviously be a resistance level there. But what I'm thinking is we're either going to test that and then fall back down a bit, or we're going to come and test the downtrend line over here and then fall back down a bit. I think that we'll need to consolidate a little bit more in this $30 area before being able to really break out of the downtrend line and then to break on towards $40 again. But that should happen, pretty shortly. Probably going to need to test that $32 mark and then, consolidate a little bit, maybe pull back a little bit. Just because it has been moving a lot compared to other cryptocurrencies, and then it should be ready to really take out that final resistance level once and for all. Let's take a look at Cardano. So Cardano has been in a bit of a particular situation, kind of acting different than a lot of cryptocurrencies. Had a pretty continuous downtrend here for a while, and we're now seeing a little bit of the MACD starting to flatten out. Same thing on the RSI really, and the histogram. So indicators not triggering bullish signals just yet, but that is looking like a possibility if we continue to make some upside movement. Really, though, what we want to see is a move above the red downtrend line over here. Once we do that, we're pretty much in the clear as far as moving back higher. But we just want to make sure that we don't fall back below 4,000 Satoshis, because if that happens, then we're still going to be in that downtrend line, and we're going to be moving back towards 3,000 Satoshis or even lower. So just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. We'll have to pay attention. But let's take a look at the last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is going to be IOTA, and see how IOTA has been doing throughout all of this. So IOTA is actually looking pretty strong here, now back above $1.91, also back above its longer term uptrend line. Those are two things that I was waiting on to see. Hopefully it can get back above $2.10. That'll mean that it's back above the middle band. And really at this point, I think this short-term uptrend line will hold a bit longer until at least we make a move towards $2.62. We also broke into positive territory on the MACD, histogram, and RSI. So indicators all triggering bullish signals now. And while we do have a lot of resistance in this area between $2.60 and $4, I think that we will be, breaking through those resistance levels slowly but surely over the next few weeks. Maybe, you know, that for those higher levels, it may take, you know, 2-3 months. It really depends on how strong the market is at that point. I'm kind of just guessing. In the near future here, within the next 2-3 weeks, we should definitely be seeing IOTA move towards $2.63, maybe even $3 if it's strong enough. That being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned, please go check out my premium content if you're interested, and go follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.